In this Photoshop tutorial, we're going to go over how to remove the red eye from a image in Photoshop. There's a number of different tools out there that you could use. I'm going to teach you how to use a combination of the brush and the stamp tools in order to have that. I have the image open right here, and you can see the red eye is very bad in this one. What the very first thing you're going to want to do is zoom in, and we'll get down on the pixel level, and as you can see, you can barely even tell it's an eye, but you can see each one of these little block segments represents a pixel on the screen. The very first thing we're going to start out doing is getting rid of the red pretty much entirely, except for the little core bit right in here. And so to do that, we're going to start off coming over the left hand side here and clicking on the stamp tool. And you can see it turns it into a circular cursor right here. If we wanted to change this cursor, we could come up, and 2 pixels is perfect for this size, but I think I'll take the hardness down to about 50%. Click out of it, and so that's just going to give a little bit more blur on it, which you want for something like this. To use a stamp tool, the very first thing you're going to do is pick out the color that you want to use, and then click Option. You can see that it changes into the little target symbol, and just click on that. And what that does is it captures that color over here. So when I come over here, I can start coloring, and it'll pick anything up that is about in this direction right here. So I'll show you how to do it. You click down, and then you just drag it, and don't do anything too dramatic, just nice little touches. You can see we're starting to get rid of the red. Want to make sure not to go down too low, because that's actually her skin. And get rid of most of that red here, and we'll come over and do the same thing here with the stamp. We're going to want that green again, so click Option, and then come over here and get some more. Click Option again, get a little bit higher for what we want down below the pupil. Option again. You can see we're just kind of slowly removing those fragments of that red. Getting it down to where we're going to want the pupil to be. Okay, and so that gets us down right in this area, and this is where we're going to want to switch over to the brush. And the brush is at a black. I'm going to take it from a black, take it a little bit down to more of a charcoal. And you can see this size right here might be a little bit big. I'm going to take it down to a 2. We'll go 2 pixels and go at about 35% hardness. And we're just going to want to do some light touches here, replacing those red pixels with the black. Like I said, nothing too dramatic, or else it's going to give a very, people are going to be able to tell that you use Photoshop to change that color. Okay, so we got the first draft done. Let's click on Command 0 to see everything. And you can see all of that red is now completely gone. I can see a little bit of it down at the bottom, so we'll go fix that. But you can see it compared to that, it already looks a million times better. We'll also maybe enlarge the pupil just a little bit. So let's add a little bit more green. We'll grab the stamp tool again and go and fix the little bit of red. I wanted to make sure I wasn't actually going into her eyelid, but I think we're safe here. And now I want just a little bit more black down on the bottom. So I want the pupil to be just a tick bigger. So let's try that. That looks a million times better. That's much better. So now let's come over and do the same exact thing over here. Okay, this one's a little bit more difficult because, as you notice, the red is even more pronounced on this side. But we'll just do the same thing. I'll just take a little bit of time to get rid of all of that red. You want to make sure to do just little motions. Anything too big or too pronounced is going to, it's just going to cause too big of a change. The whole goal with using Photoshop to retouch images is just making slight changes. If you make anything too big, it's going to be too drastic, and people are going to realize what you did. That's not the goal of using image editing tools like this. Okay, so I think I got most of it. Maybe a little bit. Want to do a few more kind of touches of the different green. We're looking like everything's beige, which is not good. Okay, and now we will bring out the brush. And I really like the brush setting, so we're going to keep that there. And now just do the same thing we did on the other side. Just go circular motions. You don't want every single one to be black, but you do want to get the majority of that area. 0, and there you go. We'll go back to the first image. You can see you've completely removed the red eye, and it looks 100% better. Nice work.